Let's go to Sellers, because you talked about Haaland gets his 16th and 17th Premier League goals of the season. One's a header, one's a penalty kick. It's another 3-0 win for Man City again. Not back-to-back wins. Pretty efficient. I said last week against Sunderland. Done the same again. Foden with another decent goal. Cherky involved in that one. Is the big blue shadow looming?
Big. It's big. It's blue. It's looming. There's one guy that's making it loom bigger than ever, and it's not Earle Haaland. It's Phil Foden. Phil Foden has got such a good sense of a goal. And when he picked up the ball, Rob, with that left foot, I'm thinking he's going to find one on the corners, and he smacks it into one of the corners. He is playing as good as he's ever played right now. What's he got? 6 in 4 or something? 6 in 4,
yeah, 6 in his last 4.
So, it got me thinking, like, there's no other player like Phil Foden in the Premier League right now. There's no other midfield player, a central attacking midfield player that's going to get the goals that he can get.
I might raise you one of them in a minute. Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Not quite the same amount of numbers, but no, it's a good shout. It's a good shout. It's a good shout. Yeah, it is a good shout.
But I know what you mean. He's a little bit more technical and.
Well, he's a scorer. Yeah. He's a regular midfield scorer. And I tell you right now that and again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. The Villa. I'm thinking of Morgan Rogers, and I'm an England fan, right? I'm going to enjoy watching England and chatting about England this summer in the World Cup. Yeah. I tell you what, I really would love to see Phil Foden and Morgan Rogers in a midfield attacking setup with probably Saka on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Because you got a goal threat, you got physicality of Rogers, you got creativity of Foden, you got the outside wing play of Saka. The left side can be something a little different because Rogers would have to play over there if you've got Foden in the 10. Rogers comes inside.
What happens to Cole Palmer and Jude Bellingham, my friend?
Bench. 1,000,000%.
Jude Bellingham of Real Madrid?
Yes, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, the goal, again, I keep talking about the game ahead before we get to it. But, I mean, Rogers, is the way he strikes that ball.
Finish me off with City, because I read this week, Rob, that in City's 6 titles, 4 of them they've won by being ahead. 2, they've come from being behind in sort of the January, February and come on a massive run, Christmas, and almost like this is their period where they kick into gear.
It's looking scary, Rob. I said a few podcasts ago, if they figure out their defensive side, if they figure that out, then everybody else better watch out. And I got to say, they did give up chances. Palace should have scored.
Yeah, I saw a couple of chances, hit the bar.
Pino went through.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, Earle slots that in all day long. I think Mustoe scores that as well back in the 90s.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's a big, so they do continue to give up chances. Maybe not quite as many, and maybe when Roger comes back, that'll be even less. But they look like scoring all the time. They're so silky in midfield with Cherky. I just, with Bernardo Silva's still playing, of course. Cherky's in there, Foden's in there. Reinder's played today, Rob. There's so much quality in that area that I think it's a little scary for Arsenal. If Arsenal start to, like they've done before, draw a few games, City look like there's goals in them now. They look like there's goals in them. That they're going to be right there. Man City are going to be right there, and it's worrying for others if they stop conceding or
wasn't that long ago, was it? I'm talking weeks that we were saying City can't do it now. They're giving me out. What is it? They've lost 4 games. I know you said 5 games you can't win a title. Yeah. The form's been so good. The turnaround's been so good.
I stick with that, Rob. I stick with that. But if Arsenal start losing games, right, and then all of a sudden Man City might lose 5, maybe 6 by the end of the season, but they still could win it if Arsenal don't keep them honest and keep up that sort of the historic of you don't really win if you're going to concede lose 5 games. We've seen very few win a league title with 5 losses in a Premier League season. Can I just chuck in a little number here? Because I think a few of our listeners and viewers, Rob, think that we're a bit anti-Man City.
Okay.
I just did a bit of AI research, Rob, and we should have a little we should have a little segment on AI research, because with AI now, if I'm watching a game and I'm thinking, I wonder what they did or what he's done or what money they've spent. I just chucked into AI, by the way, and I chucked into 2 different platforms.
Yeah.
Lowest or the highest net spenders or net spend of the big 6 teams in English football over the last 5 years. And of the last 5 years, net spend, Man City at the bottom of that 6. So United's and Tottenham's and Arsenal's and Chelsea's, have spent more net-wise, so ins and out, than Man City. So, I think that often in the past, people said about Man City, they're always good because they spend so much money. Well, the last 5 years, they haven't. And if Pep does manage somehow to pull this around with this lesser expensive assembled squad, that's quite the achievement. That's quite... If he can win this title from here, which is, again, they've 4 losses and there's a long way to go, and I'm not getting too carried away. What I'm saying is Palace away is not an easy game.
No, not
And they're
now
a lot
at
of
all.
control. They give up a couple of chances, but they look like scoring a lot of goals. And it isn't because they've gone out and bought all the best players. Other teams in the last couple of years have done that, and City is still there, so fair play.
Yeah, and they host West Ham United next Saturday. So you think at home. And it's just, I think the big thing for me, Rob, is like there's been kind of a revitalisation in the football club. Like you say, Phil Foden, it looked like, he couldn't quite get his game together. Now he's bang on top. Haaland, 17 Premier League goals.
Yeah, incredible.
Looks like, Pep, looks like the fire's back a little bit different. I just wonder, Robert, I know he's got a different staff. He's got Pep Blinders, he's got Colo Touré in that round. It was interesting, Colo Touré did the interview, and whether he's just keeping himself, saving a bit of his energies and managing in a slightly different way that he's more effective. He's a man who's always trying to, look at the next thing, find the next way of affecting his group. Just wonder if maybe he's working with some of that staff to do that.
Maybe. Of course, that's the hardest thing for us to try and figure out is how they're working together, what influence these coaches have on him. But I think you make a great point. I think it's something valid that we have to mention, and you've just mentioned it about City. They seem to have gone again a little bit, whether it's the Man City 2.0, 3.0, whatever it is starting to look very, very good. And the squad, and with Ryan Shirky, if he gets a little bit more consistent, he's very flary, very flashy. Tijani Reinders, Rob. If these 2 players particularly can find a real groove in that midfield, then all of a sudden there's a ton of options again. And when there's rotation with Man City, you look at the lineup and you're like, well, there's Doku on one side and Foden's still playing, and Reinders is playing. Somebody else comes in. Savinho come in, Rob, and got the penalty.
Bob, you've got,
Yeah, you got. So it's. That's when they're the best.
And it's going to keep Arsenal honest. They've got to keep getting results.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.